We'll have an update.
It's National Signing Day. We're live from the Blue Zone to introduce you to the Tar Heel Stars of tomorrow.
And this student organization meets up in the sky. We hitch a ride with one of the newest clubs at UNC.
From the UNC School of Media and Journalism, connecting Carolina's campus and community, this is Carolina Week.
It's the announcement the Carolina community has been waiting for. Good afternoon, I'm Emily Wakeman.
And I'm Madison Forsey. We now know the name of the interim chancellor. Previous Chancellor Carol Folt left this past Thursday. Her replacement was supposed to be announced on Friday, but an announcement never came until right now. Reporter Sydney Persing has the latest on this breaking story from South Building.
The news broke literally just minutes ago. Kevin Guskowitz, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, is interim chancellor of the university effective immediately. Interim President Bill Roper, who appointed Guskowitz, has talked at length about appointing someone who knows the community well and is familiar with the university. So it doesn't really come as a surprise that he went with someone internally. I spoke just a couple days ago with someone who works with the BOG, who told me that President Roper consulted a number of people leading up to this decision. It's also important to note this is an interim president appointing an interim chancellor. Neither of these men are expected to stay in their positions long term. No word yet, though, on when we can expect more permanent replacements, but we'll keep you updated as we learn more. In Chapel Hill, Sydney Persing reporting.
Thank you, Sydney. And as she said, Guskowitz was the dean of UNC's College of Arts and Sciences. There's no word yet on who will be taking that position now that Guskowitz has been promoted.
Immigration continues to be a controversial political issue. Since taking office, President Trump has lowered the cap on immigrants allowed to enter the U.S. It's an issue that's personal to a refugee family here in Chapel Hill. Forced to leave their home in Syria, coming to America was literally a matter of life or death.
حتى الدكاترة قالوا إذا ما عملتوها عملية يمكن يروح فيهم.
It's a parent's worst nightmare. And it was the reality for Zakia and Amar Bilal 3 years ago. Fleeing Syria in 2015, Zakia, Amar, and their 3 children became refugees in Turkey. Their youngest son, Rashid, has cerebral palsy. And while in Turkey, his condition deteriorated from the lack of proper medical treatment. Zakia and Amar, desperate to save their son, contacted the United Nations High Commission for Refugees.
يعني ما صدقنا إمتى لو بالمشي لو بالطيارة لو بالسيارة ما في يعني فرق.
The U.S. granted the Bilals asylum after 15 months. Rashid's urgent need of medical care expediting the waiting period. Once in the U.S., Rashid had spine and leg surgery at Duke Medical Center, saving his life. But Rashid's happy ending isn't how the story goes for many of the millions of Syrian refugees seeking asylum. Ellen Andrews, director of the Church World Service in Durham, says the number of refugees granted asylum in the U.S. is getting smaller and smaller. President Trump lowered the refugee cap for the 2019 fiscal year to 30,000, the lowest since 9/11.
President Trump and his administration have been very clear that that number is a cap, that it is no longer considered to be a target.
The Bilals say they miss home, but are thankful to be in the U.S. and to see Rashid continue to get better.
على طول كان هيك مشطح ما كان يحسن يقعد يتحرك بس لا صار أكثر من أسبوع عم يقعد وعم يتحرك ويعني وضعه كتير صار أحسن.
The Bilals plan to stay in Chapel Hill and one day open up a Syrian restaurant, bringing a piece of their home in Syria to the U.S. Zakia currently sells her food as part of traditional kitchens in Chapel Hill.
After more than a decade of advocacy by students, staff, and alum, Carolina's Latinx residents will finally have a place to call their own. The Board of Trustees has approved the creation of the Carolina Latinx Center, affording new opportunities to UNC's growing Hispanic population. The center will be located in Abernathy Hall and occupy the spot formerly used by the UNC American Indian Center. The Carolina Latinx Collaborative has been sharing space with other student organizations in the Craig North Residence Hall, but accessibility and issues and decorating restrictions have limited student expression. Those problems will no longer be an issue.
I'm excited because now we're going to have a new center where we're going to be able to show our creativity and like who we really are. Because in the old center,
the current Hispanic population at UNC is 8.5% for undergraduate students and 6.8% for graduate students.
Silent Sam may be gone, but protesters are not. With the ultimate fate of the monument uncertain, McCorkle Place continues to be a place for people to express their opinions. Two protesters carrying the Confederate battle flag and the Bonnie Blue flag stood in silence at the former statue site last week. They were eventually met by student protesters carrying a banner that said "Tar Heels tore it."
And it's one of those pictures that definitely just cannot be unseen.
That's right, and it has students who eat at the dining hall checking their food very closely. A first-year tweeted photos of food from the top of Lenore Dining Hall that contained worms, commenting on the requirement of a meal plan and disappointment from the food. After the tweet received attention, another student tweeted a response photo of undercooked chicken with a similar reaction. Carolina Dining Services General Manager told the Daily Tar Heel that both the dining halls passed the quarterly state health inspection in January, and CDS is working with their suppliers to prevent future issues. And switching gears now, thankfully, it's almost election time.
That's right. Coming up next, we'll give you the lowdown on who's trying to become Carolina's newest student body president.
Everything was opposite. All of our VOs.
The color in my garden keeps the pink in my cheeks. I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels. They're my savior. My name is Lola Silvestri. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Oh, hi. I suppose you're wondering what an A-list celebrity like me is doing in a place like this. You must know, I'm saving the world. Oh, hi, Beth. Yep, saving the world again. Did you know that 40% of all the food produced in the United States is thrown away? That means everything that went into that food, the pesticides, the water, the land, was all for nothing. Just look at this perfectly good food thrown in the trash. The pizza with extra Cheerios, these goldfish and Band-Aid tacos. And just look at this perfect trash burger. This pasta dog looks delicious.
You don't have to dumpster dive like Ed Begley Jr. to save the planet. Fight food waste by shopping smart and using what you buy before it gets trashed.
That's way better. Ooh, arugula.
Do your part and find out other world-saving tips at betterthaned.org.
The student body president election is in full swing. No doubt you've already seen candidates campaigning in the pit or on social media. And tonight, the Campus Y is hosting the first student body president debate, and we're here to give you a quick, brief breakdown of the 5 candidates and their platforms. First is Jane Tullis. Her platform focuses on more communication with the Board of Trustees, creating physical spaces for Latinx students and GAC members, and creating innovative resources on campus that emphasize renewable energy. Next, Tariq Woods, and his platform centers on more first-year involvement on campus, expanding mental health resources, and helping students get access to affordable health care. Jack Noble wants to focus on reforming the student government by creating an external cabinet, giving students more information about courses before registration, and getting students more engaged in the Chapel Hill community. And Eleanor Walker is trying to get 2 every bathroom on campus. She wants to make the Black and Blue Tour a mandatory part of orientation for all first years and get rid of the LFIT requirement, which she says could encourage destructive behavior like eating disorders. And lastly, there's Ashton Martin. Martin wants to remove and recontextualize symbols on UNC's campus that are oppressive for more graduate student representation on the BOT. Lastly, she wants to partner with student activists to ensure student voices are heard Of course, this is only a few of the points from each of the candidates' platforms. You can find a link to each candidate's website on our Facebook page. And again, the first SBP debate is tonight at the Campus Y.
The election for student body president isn't the only upcoming change in student leadership at UNC. Monday night, members of the Carolina community gathered to question two people running for co-president of the Campus Y, the Center for Social Justice on campus. Kip Williams and Raymond Tu are running together on a single ticket and are unopposed by another team. The forum allowed students to voice their concerns about topics like sexual assault awareness and a campus without Silent Sam. Kip Williams and Raymond Tu are both sophomores and want to see more student involvement and increase their outreach. Voting for the co-presidents of
the Y is a space where people can come to learn about activism, advocacy, direct service in the community. So making sure that it's accessible to first years and people who feel like they can't call themselves an activist.
We want to emphasize the fact that we are here to provide a safe space for students to explore different identities and try to learn about things that are happening on campus, in the community, in the state.
Voting for the co-president of the Campus Y is on Tuesday.
Change is happening on the Carolina campus. The Carolina Student Union is getting a new look. Construction began in November, and there is new furniture and artwork in common spaces. Next comes an upgrade to the technology in the space and the auditorium. Removable seats will be added to make the room more versatile, and the project is estimated to cost $2.2 million. Union officials hope to have it completed by June.
Thousands of kids have poor dental health due to a lack of dental insurance, but the UNC School of Dentistry helped out more than 100 kids as they kicked off the American Dental Association's Give Kids a Smile event. Around 150 local kids showed up Friday for free dental care and procedures. They also learned about nutrition and the importance of cleaning their teeth. But the kids also had a little fun and got to meet the Tooth Fairy.
From calming anxiety to helping you fall asleep, more people are using CBD, an ingredient found in hemp. And a new CBD store is about to set up shop on Franklin Street. This new hemp store is planning to open its doors where the old Smoothie King used to be. While the store won't officially open until March, the public can get a chance to check out the store at its soft opening this Friday. CBD is made from the marijuana plant but does not contain THC. That's the property in marijuana that makes a person high. The store will sell items like CBD oils, creams, coffees, and even dog treats.
And it seems like everyone is outside today.
I know. As soon as we finish up here, I am going outside for some fresh air, that's for sure. But what is going on with the weather right now? We'll check in with Ethan Jordan, who has our forecast.
Thanks, guys. It hasn't really felt like winter in Chapel Hill over the past few days, just because temperatures have risen significantly since last week. I know I'm enjoying this warm weather, but we know North Carolina weather can be kind of unpredictable, so who knows how long it will last. I'm hoping this is a preview for what will be a beautiful spring season here in Chapel Hill. Temperatures are in the 70s today, and when you think of February weather, you might think of long pants and a warm coat, but as you can see behind me, there are students wearing shorts and even tank tops out here today. So with temperatures in the 70s, let's look at what's going to happen over the next few days. As you can see on Thursday and Friday, temperatures will stay in the 70s. Notably, tomorrow, Thursday, we're going to have highs at 78 degrees. That's pretty unheard of in February in Chapel Hill. So we're going to be continuing into the weekend. Temperatures will be cooling down a little bit in the upper 40s on Saturday and Sunday. We're going to have partly sunny skies tomorrow and Friday with a slight chance of rain on Friday night. It's only a 20% chance, so you probably don't have to worry, but you might want to take a coat or something with you just in case. Over the weekend, we're going to have partly sunny skies again. Sunday night, though, you're going to want to take a coat or an umbrella if you go out because there is a 50% chance of rain. That's going to do it for us here on the weather team. We're going to send it back to you in the studio.
It looks so nice. We can break out our shorts and our tank tops.
I know. I'm heading to the quad after this.
Absolutely.
Here's what's ahead in sports. It's a big day for Carolina athletics. Let's go live to Carolina Week sports reporter Colleen Brown, who has a preview of what's ahead in sports.
Okay, are you going to count me down?
Colleen?
Coming up, we're here live from the Blue Zone in Kenan Stadium, where the football program is hard at work getting ready to celebrate National Signing Day. Carolina Week Sports after the break.
everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Welcome to Carolina Week Sports. I'm Natalie Bodie. The men's basketball team took down NC State Tuesday night in dominant fashion. The Tar Heels put up a remarkable 113 points against the Pack, the most points scored by UNC in an ACC regulation game since 1968. Luke May continued his impressive record against NC State, putting up 31 points and hauling in 12 rebounds in the win. This marked the fourth 30-point game in May's career, with 3 of those 4 being against the Wolfpack. The Heels had 5 players in double digits, with freshman point guard Kobe White among them. White continues to impress, logging his third 20-point game in conference play. He was stellar from behind the arc, and if he couldn't get it done the first time, he got it done the second. Nasir Little also seemed to get a little more comfortable on the court. He made his way to the basket for 12 points and had that massive dunk. Carolina is on a 6-game winning streak and will look to extend that streak on Saturday against Miami.
For us, you look down and we got 5 guys in double figures, and Luke with 31 and 12, and Kobe 21. But for us, again, everybody's got to be playing close to their potential if we want to be really good.
The Tar Heel women's basketball team is also trying to be really good, coming off of its 4th straight win, this time against NC State. The win against the previously undefeated Wolfpack team on Sunday marked the 2nd time in a week that the Heels took down a top 10 opponent. Next up for the Heels will be none other than the Duke Blue Devils tomorrow night. The last time these two teams met, the Blue Devils took home the W, but with Duke sporting a 2-7 record in ACC play and looking like a much weaker team than in years past, I'd look for the Heels to avenge that loss and clinch their 5th straight win when they take on their biggest rival tomorrow right here in Chapel Hill. It's National Signing Day for college football, and we have reporter Colleen Brown down at the Blue Zone. Colleen?
Now, it's a busy day here in the Blue Zone, as you can see. Now, as they're preparing for their signing day celebration, Mack Brown has been hard on the recruiting trail, and so far he has signed 23 new recruits, including 3 4-star players. First up, Sam Howell, a quarterback out of Monroe, North Carolina. As a senior, Howell finished with a 37-8 touchdown to interception ratio. He ended his high school career with 145 touchdowns and 60 rushing TDs. Next up, we have Chafra Brown out of West Mecklenburg. Brown caught 51 passes for 860 yards and 9 touchdowns as a senior. Now, he is the younger brother of current wide receiver Dynami Brown and will be joining his brother in Chapel Hill. And lastly, we have Tristan Miller from Charlotte. Miller ended his high school career as the top-ranked offensive lineman in North Carolina. He's the state's number 8 overall recruit. Miller had previously committed to Wake Forest and then NC State before deciding on the Heels. Right now, we're waiting on news for Eugene Asante. And now he's a 4-star recruit from Virginia. He's so far narrowed his choices down to UNC, Virginia Tech, and Maryland. He's set to make his decision tonight at 5. Back to you.
Exciting stuff down in the Blue Zone. Thanks, Colleen. The women's tennis team is gearing up for a big weekend, but first, let's take a look at a couple of the team's standouts. Carolina's Alexa Graham and Cameron Mora both picked up ACC women's tennis honors this week. Graham was named the ACC Player of the Week, while Mora notched Co-Freshman of the Week honors. Graham and Mora were key pieces to Carolina's win against number 2 Vanderbilt. Both secured wins in their singles and doubles matches to help the Heels come out with a 5-2 win on the road. UNC is headed for another big test, the ITA National Indoor Championships, which the team won in 2015 and just last year. The Heels left yesterday from the Cone-Kenfield Tennis Center. We talked to #1 singles player McKenna Jones about the tournament.
I mean, I really just hope that we can leave it all out there. Like I said, that's what we did last year. We really just battled our way through maybe some ugly tennis, but kind of just did what we need to do. And, you know, certain people came up strong when other people couldn't, and that's kind of the way the team sport goes.
The second-ranked Heels will face Oklahoma in the first round on Friday morning. That's all for Carolina Week Sports. Back to you, Madison.
Taking extracurricular activities to new heights. Coming up next, we'll hitch a ride with Carolina's Aviation Club.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
All across the country, people are coming together to speed up what we can learn about health. The All of Us Research Program is calling on 1 million people to join us as we try to change the future of health. For your family, for future generations, for all of us. Visit joinallofus.org and find out how you can become 1 in a million.
Our son Arjun was born with cystic fibrosis. CF is a genetic disease that shortens lives. When the foundation was founded in 1955, children with CF rarely lived long enough to attend kindergarten. Today, thanks to the foundation's groundbreaking research, advocacy, and care, some people with CF are attending college, getting married, and starting families. We've made amazing progress, but until a cure is found for all people with CF, we will not stop. Help us add tomorrows. Visit cff.org today.
What would I do if no one was on the other end to respond? What if there was no 911? So you can be a part of the solution.
Anybody can be a firefighter, male, female, younger, older.
We have school teachers. We have leaders in business.
Is me, you, anyone that wants to be.
There is no typical firefighter.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
One of the great things about college is all of the student organizations that you can be a part of.
Absolutely, but there's one club you probably didn't even know existed. Our reporter Logan Castrodale has the story.
It's a dream taking flight. In 2015, UNC student Daniel Schwartz came up with an idea to start a new kind of student organization.
I was always the kid that liked airplanes, and so I wanted to create a student community of aviation enthusiasts to sort of bond with.
3 years later, the Carolina General Aviation Club is reaching new heights. The group meets at Burlington Alamance Regional Airport and gives Carolina students the opportunity to see their home from a different perspective. UNC students and CGA co-presidents Ryan Shelton and Josh McCorkadale were the pilots. I was one of the lucky few who had the chance to ride in the co-pilot seat with McCorkadale as we soared at 3,000 feet. Yep. McCorkadale has been flying for 4 years. He says he loves sharing his passion with others.
It's just such a unique experience to see kind of someone just in that awestruck position. It's like really hard to get that experience often in life, and I think flying is a great way to do that.
This is the 5th CGA event, and the second time the club has taken off from Burlington Alamance Regional Airport, a move prompted by the Airport in Chapel Hill last year. My flight was the first to circle over UNC's campus, where we had a bird's eye view of Keenan Memorial Stadium, the Dean Dome, and the Bell Tower. McCorkadale gave his resident advisor, junior Victor Brown, a ride in the 4-seat Piper Archer aircraft.
I think that flying in a small plane compared to like a commercial airliner is such a different experience, but it allows you to appreciate the area you're flying over so much more.
The CGA hopes events like this will spark a passion for aviation in other UNC students. Over Chapel Hill, I'm Logan Castrodale, reporting.
And what's so cool about that is I actually got the opportunity to go with her. I was on a different flight though. I did not get to circle around Chapel Hill, so a little bit jealous of that, Logan, but it was definitely a very cool experience.
What a unique experience. Were you ever nervous?
Yes, absolutely. Oh, it was nerve-wracking. Until we got up there, then it was great.
I'm impressed. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Carolina Week.
Thank you so much for watching and have a great night.